Hi students, so 2 years 50 units completed and we are entering into 6th unit, that is reproduction. Reproductions. So it's a very lengthy lesson and we have to discuss about this lesson. What is reproduction? It's nothing but the generating system. A generating system, whether it is plants or animals. In future generation, for the future generation, they need reproduction. If there is no reproduction, the reproduction is stopped. There is no reproduction. There is no future generations. So that's why this reproduction is a very important, and the generations for the future generation, whether it is plants and the we can see there are different types of plants and animals is there, like single cellular organism, like multicellular organism. There are different types of plants also is there. Like some plants will grow in the deserts in very hot conditions. Some plants will grow in very cool conditions. Some plants will grow in a very normal conditions. So if you take a paramecium amoeba, the reproduction is very different compared to the multicellular organisms because they have only single cell in their body. So they will reproduce by binary fissions and budding and the fragmentations. In reproduction also there are different types of reproduction is there, like sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. There is the fission of male and female gametes in sexual reproduction. But in asexual reproduction, there is no fission of male and female gametes. Even though there is no fission of male and female gametes, so they are generating their offspring. How is it possible or not? Yes. If you take in paramecium in normal conditions, so they will multiply very fastly. This bacteria, this virus will be multiplied very fastly. If you leave amoeba in favorable conditions, in a fraction of some hours, it will spread. The whole world will become amoeba. But a natural is going to control them. Nature is going to control them. So scientists check like this. So like there are millions of like organisms is there in the entire world. So you have to study about this. Now we will discuss about activity one, that is the formation of bacterial colony in a milk. Formation of bacterial colony in a milk. How this milk is going to convert it into curd, because our bacteria is going to convert. There are different types of bacteria. One is useful bacteria, another one is harmful bacteria. What are the useful bacteria? In early classes, in lower classes, we discuss about this microorganisms, the world of microorganisms in 8th class. So now you are going to take two different types of milk. The one is a not boiled milk. This is a not boiled milk. Another one is lukewarm milk. The one is a boiled milk, another one is not boiled milk. Take in the bowl. Take in the bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of curd in both milk. Keep it away for few hours. Which one will be converted very fastly from milk to curd? Ask your mother these questions. How the curd is prepared in your house? Nowadays nobody is preparing curd. They are getting from the markets. packet curds. So the prepared curds, when you prepare it in the small, like a bowl, kundani. So chinna kundilo prepare this. That curd is very tasty when compared to the curd present in the packets. It's very tasty. Kundalo unnanta perugu taste malli ekkada undadu. So we are going to do two different activities here. One is a milk without warmed, so cold milk, and warm milk, lukewarm milk. We have added 1 teaspoon of curd in both different types of milks. After few minutes we will observe. So this milk will be converted very fastly into milk into curd, because when we are heating, when we are boiling the milk, the already some bacteria is present in the milk. When we are heating this, by heat, the harmful bacteria will be destroyed. The harmful bacteria is not destroyed, harmful bacteria is destroyed. When we have added curd, is nothing but it's a lactobacillus bacteria. Lactobacillus. So this bacteria will be added, because already some bacteria is there, so they will fight each other. This lactobacillus are few number compared to the harmful bacteria present in this milk. That's why it will not develop. It will spoil, or sometimes very rare case this milk will be converted into curd. So because there is no harmful bacteria in the warm milk, in the lukewarm milk, the bacteria, harmful bacteria is already destroyed. Then we have added lactobacillus bacteria in this milk. This milk will be multiplied by reproduction. They will reprise, they will multiply very fastly in the favorable conditions. The whole milk will be converted into curd within few hours. That is the difference between the formation of bacterial colony in a milk. In lukewarm milk converted very fastly from milk into curd, but this one not converted. So that is the difference. So next, so reproductions are actually two types. Reproductions are actually two types. One is sexual reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? In sexual reproduction, there is a physical contact between a male and females. So the female gametes and male gametes is going to fuse in sexual reproduction. But in asexual reproduction, there is no fusion of male and female gametes. Such type of reproduction is called as asexual reproduction. Asexual mode of reproduction. Asexual mode of reproduction. In asexual mode of reproduction, there is no gametes is going to form. The gametes is not going to fuse in asexual reproductions. So, based on this asexual reproduction, there are different types of asexual reproduction. Is that one is fission. One is fission. Another is budding. Fission, budding, fragmentation. Fission, budding, fragmentation. Fusion is different. Fusion is different. This is fission. Fusion, fission. Fuse is going to nothing but male and female gamete is going to fuse together. Fission is nothing but it's some like single cell organisms like paramecium, like bacteria. They will form, they will reproduce by splitting into two. Paramecium will be split into two by a binary fission. By a binary fissions. Like paramecium, like a bacteria. So this paramecium will be split by a binary fission. Binary fission. From the one paramecium, another paramecium is going to form. From the one amoeba, another amoeba is going to form. The reproduction will take place in the future in the amoeba and the parameciums and the bacteria, asexual mode of reproduction. They will reproduce by splitting into two by a binary fission. Example is paramecium, bacteria. Paramecium and bacteria. Next one is budding. On growth of their body, so when the parent is growing on the growth of the body, we can see a small bud. For example, if you take yeast, when this yeast is growing, we can see a small bud will grow on the growth of the body. This growth is exactly identification parts of these parents. In the budding, we can see the exactly copy of the parents. Small bud will grow from the parental body. It's exactly copy of the parents. Once this bud started growing, even though you separate this bud from the parent body, it will grow independently, not depending on the parents. The best example is yeast. The best example is yeast. Next one is fragmentations. Fragmentations. In some organisms, we can see this fragmentations like flatworms, like molds, like lichens, like a spirogyras, like some algae and fungi also is there. From any parts of the parental body, it will separate from the body, it will grow independently, not dependent on the parent. Such type of reproduction is called as fragmentation. If you take spirogyra, if you cut this spirogyra from any parts, from the corner, from the top, from the any parts, a small part started growing independently, not depending on the parental body. It will also look like the parent's body. So such type of reproduction is called as fragmentations. In fragmentations, sexual reproduction also takes place in some organisms. So asexual mode of reproduction also takes place in fragmentation. There are so many examples like flatworms, molds, lichens and spirogyra is there in this fragmentation. Any parts from the parental body, if it is separated, it will grow independently, not depending on the parents. They will also look like a parents. These are the asexual mode of reproduction. What is asexual mode of reproductions? In the asexual mode of reproduction, there is no fusion of male and female gametes. There is no fusion of male and female gametes. So there are different types of asexual reproductions. Mode of asexual reproduction is fission, budding, fragmentations. So this is the introduction class of the reproduction, the generating system. For future generation, whether it is plants or animals, single cellular, multicellular. So whether they live on the lands, live in the forest, live in the deserts, live in the waters, they reproduce for their future generation. Reproduction is very, very important in the future generations. If there is no reproduction, their generation will be destroyed. They will be extinct from the land. Okay, today homework. So activity 1, formation of bacterial colony in a bill. Take 2 different types of milk and add 1 teaspoon of curd in both different types of milk. Which one will be converted fast? You can do in your home also. Take some boiled milk, then cool it, lukewarm, add 1 teaspoon of curd. Take another milk which was not boiled, add 1 teaspoon of curd. Which one will be converted into curd? Which one will be not converted into curd? What is the reason? Asexual mode of reproductions. What is asexual mode of reproduction? Methods of asexual mode of reproduction. Example: fission, paramecium, bacteria; budding, yeast; fragmentations, platforms, mods, lichens, spirogyra, algae, fungi. So this is about today homework. Okay, remaining we'll discuss in next class. Thank you, students.